From the divine of Meenakshi temple to the crispy bun parota, Madurai is all about food, festival and culture. Madurai is a city of Tamil Nadu and it's famous for its Meenakshi temple. Madurai is also called the city of temples because there are a lot of temples apart from Meenakshi temple like the famous Alagar Kovil temple, Tirupuram Murugan Kovil. Before visiting the famous Meenakshi temple, I went to this family restaurant called the Aman Family Veg Restaurant, which is by actor Suri and it's very famous in Madurai. So I tried the famous chili parota and the famous kuli paniyaram, which is a mixed sweet, and paneer fried rice. The parota was decent, crispy, and the fried rice was very average, but the sweet was delicious. It is in a gulab jamun shape and very soft like a idli. Overall experience was kind of average and I loved the kuli paniyaram. So Madurai is also famous for the jigadanda. So I walked to the nearby famous jigadanda shop and tried the badam jigadanda. It was so refreshing and the best drink to try for this summer. After feeling super refreshed, I finally planned to visit the Meenakshi temple. So I tried to book Uber, Auto or Ola, but the main problem in the city is transportation. So generally Uber, Olas, they accept your ride or mostly they cancel. But when they accept, they always charge 20-30 rupees extra for every ride. So which already becomes very expensive for any budget-friendly trip. And there are no proper government-provided bus facilities. So the best way to commute within the city is a self-rented bike car. After a lot of struggle, I finally got a bike for just 500 rupees for 24 hours, excluding the fuel, and I reached to Meenakshi temple. Meenakshi temple is of goddess Meenakshi, which is a form of Shakti or Parvati, and there is a very beautiful Shivalinga in the temple. So it's one of the oldest temples built by the Pandyas. The temple has 4 gates, north, south, east and west, and the nearest gate to the main road is East Gate. So I entered from the East Gate as I was near to the main road. It is seen that the most of the famous temples do not really allow cameras or phone inside. So I'll try to explain my best from what I experienced. So when I entered, the first thing I saw is huge pillars carved with beautiful designs and still maintained so well. I also noticed a very clean pond built in between the temple and it is believed that it is the holy water of goddess Meenakshi. The next nearest place was the Tirumalai Naikar Mahal, which is very famous palace, and by the time I reached there it was almost post 6:30 p.m. and they just had the light show, so I just probably thought I'll visit the next day to have a better view of it. I then went to the famous temple called Mariamman Tepakulam, which is nearly 5 kilometers from Meenakshi temple. And the whole temple is dedicated to the Hindu goddess of rain called Mariamman. And the temple is famous for the celebration of float festival. The beauty of the temple is that it is situated in the middle of the water tank, and the water tank is as long as 1000 feet and is spread over 21 acres. The best thing of this temple is that you can really find a lot of food stalls, which is very attractive for tourists, and it's very well maintained, and it's good to just sit by the water and have some snacks like chili mango or boiled peanuts, etc., which is very good. I did not really sit there because I was rushing towards finishing as much as possible. So it is said that Madurai's parotha are very different when compared to the rest of the state. So I went to this famous bun parota shop, which is very small shop, and it is right opposite to the famous jigadanda shop which I had in the morning. So this famous bun parota is a bun shaped and super soft and crispy bun parota, which is served with 3 types of gravy: the chicken, mutton and special chicken gravy. I tried with all 3 gravies, and trust me guys, I've never had this parota in my life. And it's my favorite food of Madurai. If you guys ever visit, please try the bun parota. Madurai is called the Tunga Nagaram because of the fruit and flower market, which are always open. So Madurai market is very near to the MGR bus stand, and the jasmine flowers are so beautifully tied and made in mala, or they call Mallipu Malai. So that is another name given to the Madurai, which is called the city of jasmine flowers. Since I stayed near the MGR bus stand, I then decided to visit the famous Alagar Kovil temple, which is a little far from the city. But since I had my Activa, so I didn't want to really miss this chance of visiting the temple. So Alagar Kovil is a Vishnu and Amman temple which is built on top of a small mountain. There is an entry fee of Rs 15 for 2-wheelers to go on top of the mountain. This is one of the adventurous ride ever in Madurai. It felt more or less like an off-road ride because the roads are not at all constructed properly and there are so many monkeys on the way. So please be careful, guys. So first you see Vishnu temple and then you see Amman temple. Vishnu temple is very straight and there's no difficulty for anybody to do the darshan. But Amman temple has 108 steps for you to climb, surrounded by monkeys really waiting to grab food or anything which is in your hands. So be really careful, guys. Since there were a lot of monkeys and I really wanted to serve something because I didn't have any food with me, so I just asked the local shop vendor to give me some chana dal, I guess it's called, and he just taught me how to serve them. I just kept them in my palm and the monkeys just came by turn and kept eating. It's really cute to observe them, but I'm happy staying away from them. So just be safe, guys. And I just got back down safely and headed towards the next destination, which is called the famous Tirumalai Nayakar Mahal, which I mentioned earlier. So the reason why I really wanted to visit this mahal was to see the pillars where the famous song Tere Bina from the movie Guru was shot. And there's an entry fee of rupees 10 per person, and since I had my camera with me, so I had to pay 10 rupees extra for that. As soon as I entered, I saw this huge pillars. I was just surrounded by pillars all over me. Such a royal palace, I could literally feel it. So like any other palace, there are 4 sides of it and there's a king's chair placed right in the center of the palace, and the interiors are really richly decorated and the exterior really felt like an old building which did not really have proper paint. The circular pillars on each side have different painting, different designs, and it's really well maintained. And the king's chair has the same stains which is shown like an old one. So overall it's a nice palace from inside and it's really huge and gives a royal feeling. It's really nice for movies and photo shoots, and the light shows are performed in English and Tamil during the evening. So if somebody's interested, then please go watch it. I wasn't interested, so I did not watch it. I was really super hungry because I skipped my breakfast and I didn't want to miss Tere Bina Palace. So I went to this place called Sri Sabarish, which is right opposite to the Madurai Bun Parota shop. I had ordered for idli and ghee roast dosa. So idli was served with 4 types of chutney, 1 bowl of sambar and little gunpowder called podi. Trust me, guys, it's the best idli and chutney I ever had in my life. So for 2 pieces of idli, I literally had 5 spoons of podi and 3 or 4 spoons of chutney. Couldn't resist. It was so delicious. I'm sure you guys would also do it. The ghee roast dosa was super crispy and was in the shape of topi, which is called a cap, and is also served with same 4 types of chutney and little gunpowder. Like I said, this is the best chutney and podi powder, so please do try, guys. I then drove to the famous Tiruparankundra Murugan temple, I hope I pronounce it right, which is almost 7 kilometers away from the main bus stop. The specialty of this temple is that there's a huge rock hill and the temple is right near that. The hill or the temple is for Lord Skandamalai, which is called Murugan, which is also called God of War. The experience was really good visiting as many temples as possible, trying to understand different cultures, different religions and different kinds of people living in Madurai. I hope I tried to cover as many places and give as much of information possible about the city of temples and the city of Jasmine, the Tunganagar in that city. So I really hope you guys liked this video and got as many information as possible. Thank you guys for watching and please stay tuned for the next video.